So my dogs got neutered a week ago, so that was a fun thing that we finally got done. But it's okay because they're healing well, right, Wrigley? You're doing real well. But we're healing well. Them. What's not been healing so well has been my computer, the one that I spilled water on in January. I have gotten it to make the startup noise. I can make it do that as many times as I want. So my productivity is a little bit off balance until we get that sorted out. But I can go ahead and show you through some of my productivity tips. I'm going to take you on a tour of my virtual workspace of how I keep track of my upcoming projects, how I keep on top of things, as well as taking a look at the journal I use to track things I need to do each week. So let's get started. And then there's like a transition, like a cheesy 80s transition as we get started. Alrighty, this is my content calendar. This is where all of my productivity kind of lives. There are some tabs on the bottom that we'll get to in a minute that take me to individual projects, but this is where I keep track of what is due when and when it was completed. If something is completed, it turns green, but if it's completed early, if it's not completed on the day it needs to launch or go up, it gets a green border, and I make a note on it of when it was completed. You'll see here that there are some podcast episodes that are red because I'm not able to edit those. The only way I have the editing software is on the computer that won't really start, but I am still able to edit videos on other computers and other devices, and I'm able to write blog posts on other devices, so those items are going to keep, hopefully, staying green unless I fall really far behind for some reason. But this is effectively the master list. Once something is on my schedule to do, then I gotta get it done, and then I have other tabs that are where I brainstorm ideas and make plans for what's coming in the future. So for instance, here is my master list of upcoming AuthorTube videos, and some of these are probably going to change or get moved around, but mainly I use this to keep track of what I want to talk about during the year. It's divided up by type of video, so there are certain types that are about mental health, there are certain types that are writing advice, there are tags and vlogs, and then on the side I've got how I keep track of what has actually been done for the video. If it's been edited, if it's been exported, uploaded, any of that stuff goes on the right. I used to do a lot of this in my bullet journal, but I found that once you decide to move something or you miss some days because it's 2020 and you happen to have to skip a week, it's really unforgiving because it's written in ink. But here I'm able to edit this on the fly, and I'm able to add videos or move them around. It's also something I can access on my phone really easily, so I really prefer using this method instead of the bullet journal for keeping track of what needs to be done for my videos. And because I do have so many deliverables across my website, this is the page where I keep track of my upcoming blog posts. I have a plan for what I want to talk about across the year, and again, if something is completed, it gets turned green, and I keep track of what's been accomplished on each installment. This is my Comic Books Are Lit page. There's a lot less planning in advance because part of the premise of that show is that in each episode we play a game and figure out what we're going to talk about in the next episode. So I can't really make a full master itinerary of what I want to talk about for the year. But again, I put things down here when they've been recorded or been planned out, and then once I get things done, which unfortunately this project's pretty much on pause because of my laptop situation, but once things are completed, they get turned green in the columns on the right. You can see it's just the same system for all my projects. I really, really like this leather-bound weekly planner, which is by Dapper Desk, and it's how I keep track of projects and how I keep track of whatever I need to get done in any given week. I usually have this on me, just around the house because I'm not going anywhere, but this is how I'm basically tracking what needs to get done when I'm not looking at the Google Doc. It's also where I put things that are not really applicable to the Google Doc, things that aren't related to my writing career, but like, housework and errands and neutering dogs. Every month has a page like this. I really rarely use these because I don't really go back to them that often, but what I will use, and what's on the case in March, is that I have the section here on the left where the notes go. I'm going to put items there that I know need to get done in the month, but I don't have a date for yet. So for example, things for Comic Books Are Lit are on the notes bar in March, because I don't know when they're going to get done, because I don't know the situation on the computer. Other things I just put in the weekly pages, which I'll show you in a minute, because I look at those more often than I look at this calendar. And this is what the inside looks like. Obviously not a lot goes on this left-hand column right now because we're not really going anywhere. I don't have a lot of appointments really at the moment, but generally this is how I keep track of my to-do list. You can see that there are things written in red. Those are weekly things. Those are things that are going to happen every week. So every Monday I have to promote my new YouTube videos and add them to my website, and every Friday I have to promote blog posts. And then other things that get added in advance and things that I want to get done in the day are marked in blue. And things in black are things that I got done, but they weren't on my list, something that I wasn't expecting to do, but happened to get done. The check mark means it got done, the X means I don't need to worry about it, and the triangle means it's been pushed to a future week. I also have revised this slightly. You'll see here on the right there are some items that are marked as completed, and then I will make a little note of when they were done. Nowadays, I just mark it differently. Instead of putting a check mark, I put the date it was done, which is usually early, so it shows it as completed, but also I get the points for having done it early. I really, really like getting things done early, if that was not already clear to you, which I think is really useful when you're in a pandemic and you don't really know what's going to be coming for you at any given week. Thank you so much for watching and for taking a little tour with me through my productivity tools. If you've enjoyed this, please hit the like button and leave me a comment. Let me know what you found useful, if there's anything that you learned through this process, anything that you plan to use on your end, because Google Suite is free and it's super easy, and I think it's a great way to track productivity and upcoming projects. You don't have to plan as far ahead as I do. That's just me. Please subscribe if you haven't already. YouTube analytics are getting a little weird. People aren't being shown videos from creators they follow. But if you hit the bell, that shouldn't happen. You should be able to get full access to me. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, Victoria. And I love Wrigley and Luke too. Yes, I do. I know you don't think so. Oh, you're such a good boy.